Welcome back to another Inside Lansing, where today's guest is one of our trustees, Trustee Leo Valencia. Leo, thank you for being here today.
Glad to be here.
So let's talk a little bit about your background here in Lansing. You've been involved in a lot of different organizations in Lansing. Could you tell us a little bit about what organizations you've been involved in and how you've been involved with them?
Sure. Well, I've been in Lansing for 20 years, and approximately about 8 years ago, I was approached by LACE, the Lansing Association for Community Events. I was approached and asked if I would want to join. So it was a whole interview process, and I got in. Thank you to Joelle and Kelly who got me in. And that started really my whole process with getting involved with Lansing. Prior to that, I'd been involved in the community, but I was, and I still am, a Lion. But I'm a Lion for the Calumet City Lions, not the Lansing Lions.
Okay.
So the way that works is when you become a Lion, you become a group of friends. And 20 plus years ago, I lived in Cal City before I moved here. So my involvement was more with the Lions Club. And again, about 8 years ago, I joined LACE. And LACE is a great organization. Back then, we had our mayor, Patty, was in LACE, and so was Joellen and other folks. But that's where I started to get involved and understand a little bit more about what happens here in Lansing and get involved with that great group, like I said, and start working with Autumn Fest and getting to meet a lot of people and really get out there and associate with all of our residents.
So then you go from that to now you're a trustee. I know Mano was our trustee, and unfortunately he passed this past year, and you were appointed by the mayor. So I was going to say, what was your feeling about becoming a trustee during that time?
Well, the mayor and I had talked already a couple years ago about possibly running for the trustee position. It wasn't really a surprise. I reached out to her and said, sorry about Trustee Mano, as we all were. And we had some discussions, and I was appointed as trustee. But prior to that, I was appointed to the Human Relations Commission, which was my first involvement with government, actually, with Lansing.
Right.
So that was awesome. I mean, to be appointed to the Human Relations Commission, the first HRC here in Lansing, it was awesome. Not only that, but I was chair, so it gave me an opportunity to get involved with the group, on a one-on-one basis and work with the group. And we struggle a bit at first, like any new group does, but I think it's a wonderful thing that was added to Lansing. And moving forward, I'm 100% sure that group is going to do wonderful.
Now, you talked about LACE, you talked about other organizations you were with. Mm-hmm. How did those organizations help prepare you for maybe the role of trustee? Was there a way that they helped you prepare in Lansing with how it was going to be like going from that to being a trustee?
My attitude towards joining an organization is, what can I do for their organization? But at the same time, you learn. You learn. So with every step that I took, I mean, going back to Little League, when kids were small, you learn to deal with other parents. You learn to deal with situations. You learn to speak in public. I'm not good at that yet, but I'm working on it. You learn a lot of things. You learn organizational skills. You learn processes. If you don't get involved, you're not going to know how things work.
You don't know how the village is run.
Absolutely.
You don't know how people work in that village and how to be a part of a community.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the second part of that is getting to meet so many people. The more organization you join, the more you get out there, the more you get to meet folks. And I'm a people person, if you all use that statement a lot.
Yes, I know this.
Yeah, but I do enjoy getting out there. My wife calls me a social butterfly, so but I enjoy getting out there.
Past few months, we came through an election, and you were reelected to the position of trustee. What was the moment like when you were waiting to hear about if you had been reelected or not, waiting to hear back after going through the election and everything? What was that moment like for you?
In my head, I thought, well, if they don't elect me, it's okay. I can still give back to the community in other ways. But when it was announced that I had been elected, it was kind of a little surreal, to be honest with you. There was applause, and there was handshakes, and there was hugs, and I thought, oh wow, this is great. And I thought, oh wow, I have 4 years that I have now actually to plan and to do more than I have. When you're only in for 8 or 9 months, you can't really look that far ahead because you don't know what's going to happen. But it was a lot of work. I'll tell you, this is my first time ever running for for office like this, and to put all that work in with your team, because it really is a team effort. It was amazing. It was great. It was very good.
Now, I imagine being a trustee, there's people bring a lot of different things to that position individually. So, for you, what do you think is important about being a trustee? What do you think is important about that role?
I think we need to connect with our residents. I think that's the most important part. Yeah, we all have roles to play as a trustee. You know, we all have some responsibilities, and we all have to work together, for the common good and make sure that we're doing the right things, making the right decisions. But I think it's just as important to get out there and listen. After I was appointed, I'd walk into a place and they go, "Well, let me talk to you about something." I'm like, "Why do you want to talk to me?" Well, I'm a trustee now, and people want to be listened to. People want to voice their opinions. They want to be heard. So I think that's important. That we're out there and we're listening and we're providing that feedback to the team and saying, here's some opportunity. Most recently, I was approached and I was told, hey, there's a lot of basements are starting to flood around here. It starts to rain and we're having some issues. So I went back and I approached the village, the administrators, and said, hey, this is an issue. And sure enough, we're working on a program that'll subsidize some of the costs that are involved with some of the flooding that goes on in our village. So that's coming soon. So those are the kind of things I think that the trustees love to do. If we can do something and put something together, a program that'll help or subsidize or train or whatever
that is, something that helps the community.
That helps the community, and I think that's what we're all about. And I can tell you that everybody right now, all of our trustees and our administration is all about that. Is trying to make Lansing a better place. I think Lansing is a great place to live. But can we make it better? Sure. There's always room for improvement. So, yeah, absolutely. In
the role of a trustee, I was wondering, do you ever get a chance to have some fun in that role?
We do enjoy each other, and that's important too. To go to a meeting or to go to a golf outing or get together for whatever reason. It's important that we enjoy each other's company, and I think we do.
Well, I'm sure we could sit here and talk all day, but I have one more question, and it's just a basic one. Your first time on the show here, so. As a trustee, you're in the role of trustee. It's fairly new to you still, but what do you love about this role?
I love that I have the opportunity to make a difference, to connect with our residents, to provide that feedback, to do everything that we can do to make Lansing, a place to live where the community, enjoys the day-to-day. All of our concerts that we have right now at Fox Point, I think those are wonderful, and I think that brings the community together. Sure. Yeah, Lansing is a wonderful place to live in, and to be a trustee and to be part of the group that helps make it even better is wonderful, and I really enjoy it.
Again, I'd just like to thank you for being on the show. It's your first time here, so we appreciate that. We're looking forward to more with you and to hear more about what you love about being a trustee. So thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Inside Lansing.